guys, welcome back. In this particular lecture, we are going to discuss this three questions, or you can say the one question only, which is asked many a time. First is explain duty of Linux system administrator in monitoring and turning performance. That is one of the duty of Linux administrator. Same way in the year 2015, again one question came like list duties of system administrator and explain any two of this. And this one question asked many a times, as you can see, how to configure a secure system. That is also one of the duty of Linux administrator. So let's discuss one by one all the duties of system administrator or Linux administrator. Now before discussing system administrator or Linux administrator, we should have clear idea about what we mean by system administrator. Admin or administrator, a person who is responsible to handle each and every work which is going on your network. Basically, from handling server till handling client computers or host computers which are present in our network. So these are the main duties. As you can see, he is responsible to install, uninstall any particular software from different client computers, providing some access to clients which are present in our network. The same way, he can also provide security so that no one, not any outsider, can penetrate in our network. The same way, he also provides security over our network, over our data, or over our database, or over the data which is flowing from one computer to another computer, or data which is flowing within the network. As well as system administrator, he is also responsible for taking backups in case if some disaster happens. Suppose there is some flood like situation, earthquake, or any XYZ type of a disaster comes or emergency occurs. In that situation, we are going to transfer all our traffic from our main server to backup server, so that work of our client or work of our company or people who depends on our server, that work should not be disrupted. So that is the only reason we also need to take backups as well. So all this duty from scratch till developing and maintaining the whole network, the work or responsibility is with system administrator. So we are going to discuss the same. As you can see here, I have listed out 7 duties of system administrator. So here, as you can see, duties of system administrator. Broadly, I have discussed this, and we'll also discuss in detail. So first is installing and configuring a servers. So what we mean by servers, what type of server we are talking about, that we'll discuss here. Then installing and configuring application software, any type of application software, whatever we required, we need to take permission or we need to ask our administrator to install or provide the same software to us. The same way, system administrator is also responsible for adding, managing, updating, deleting new users in our network. So if I want to create, manage user accounts, that is also a responsibility of our system administrator. And as I said that we need to take backups. So if we are storing huge amount of data from multiple sources, and that data is very important, and as well as it is also very much valuable, and many people are dependent or their work is dependent on a data which is stored on our database server. In that situation, our data plays very important role. So if our data is so important, then we should have backup copy of the same data. So the 4 duty of system administrator, where we take backup and we can also restore some corrupt files or file which is lost. So this is the 4th duty. Then we have 5th duty of system administrator, that is monitoring and turning performance. This is one of the again most important duty. As you can see, monitor our network whether it is working fine or not. That is one of the this thing plays very important role, because it might possible because of heavy traffic network is getting congested day by day or time over time. Now if conjunction increases from one level, then the network, it might possible that this situation draws network down and the whole process gets disrupted. And that is the only thing. We should have one software through which we can monitor traffic or data which is flowing inside and outside our network. So in Windows we have this type of facilities available through which we can monitor. As you can see here, let me just zoom in a bit. Here we have some tools available in Windows 8, Windows 10. You can just directly find it out, and in Windows 7 also you can find it out, the same things. You can just zoom it out. Notes are available, and link is available in video description section from where you can download the same notes. So in Windows we have this facilities available, or all these tools we can use to improve our performance or to monitor our system. The same way in Linux when we talk about, so we are not talking about single system here, we are talking about a whole big network here. So in that situation we need some very important softwares. One software, if I give you an example, that is Wireshark. That is one of the most important software which many time people are using in current era to monitor traffic, to handle, to just to check what data is coming from outside network, within a network, and what data are flowing from our network outside a network, so through which we can provide a proper security so that confidential data should not leak out of our network. We can monitor many things we can do with the help of that particular software. Same way configuring a secure system. So here what we mean by configuring a secure system, it means we need to provide proper security levels as well. We also need to make sure data flows from which location to which location in which manner. All these things comes under secure system. And the last and final duty, as you can see, a seventh part is using tools to monitor security. We use different tools through which we can easily monitor security. So we'll discuss one by one. Let's discuss. I hope these 7 duties are clear. Let me just revise it once again. First duty is installing and configuring servers. Second is installing, configuring softwares, creating, managing user accounts, then backing up and restoring files. Fifth is monitoring and turning performance. Sixth is configuring a secure system. And seventh is using tools to monitor security. So let's discuss one by one in detail. Remember, many time question directly comes in exam where they ask you to explain duties of system administrator, or they might ask you to explain any 1, 2 or 3 duties out of the 7 duties. So we should have knowledge about all the 7 duties in detail. So let's start with the first duty. As you can see here, first duty is installing and configuring server. Now when we talk about installing and configuring server, remember it is not like our client server architecture where we have one client who is responsible or who is going to handle many different one server who is going to handle many different clients. In our situation, we basically install some software or packages through which we can provide some facility, some extra facility over our server, and that facility is called as, for example, FTP. So we can transfer files from our server computer to client computers and vice versa. So here how we can do that with the help of FTP server. Remember, when we talk about configuring and installing server, we are talking about small softwares through which we can increase the capability of our original server. So if I want our client should be able to send or receive files in very easy manner, then we need to install one package and then we need to program it as well. and that package or that programming part is called as configuring a server. Which type of server we are going to configure here? FTP server. Remember, as you can see, when you hear the word server to describe a computer, you probably think of a computer that offers some type of a service to client. Yes, here also this FTP servers provides some type of a service, and what type of service it provides? It basically provides a way, a route through which we can exchange files between different computers which are present within our network or which are present outside of our network. The same way we can access the same files through some websites or internet as well. Same way we can set up email server as well, through which we can send or receive emails through some special service which we have configured, not from Gmail or Yahoo Mail. We can actually configure our email server. So that works same like Yahoo and Gmail. That facility is also available. The same way we can configure our domain name as well, like we have name for different websites, facebook.com, google.com. The same way we can configure DNS server as well. So this is how this all are practical. We'll discuss in practical section as well all these things. You'll get a better idea, or in detail what all this services means to us. You can actually study it practically as well as theoretically. So here just a theoretical part. In practical section, we'll discuss in detail how to install package and how to configure it and how it actually works. Now, we do have one more layer. As you can see, the standard Red Hat Linux graphical user interface requires a graphical layer called x386, or we have X Windows system. Now, if we don't have this X server or X Windows system, then GUI is not possible. So this is also one type of server, you can say, without which many easy facility which is present on our Red Hat, that is not possible. So we already know how to install Linux. If you don't know, just go and check practicals in the same channel, that is Tiruk Parmar. You will find how to install Red Hat on Oracle virtual machine with GUI. It works same, or it looks like same like Windows. Now let's discuss second duty of system administrator, like installing and configuring application softwares. So as you can see, we are going to use different softwares here directly, like we have different softwares in Windows as well. The same way we have different software present in Linux as well. So it is possible for individual user to install some application in their home directories. It is very simple. So whenever we create a new user in Linux system, that user's directory or folder is created within home directory. In Windows we call it desktop. So one folder basically created on desktop, or one directory is created on home directory in Linux. So whatever, now once this directory is created, that is called as user's database. So whenever that user logs into his or her account and performs any task, creates any files, installs any softwares, anything, that everything is maintained in one directory, that is with his name only, and that directory by default creates under home directory. That is in Windows we have desktop. The same way in Linux we have something like home directory. I hope this particular point is clear. So if an application is to be used by more than one user, it probably needs to be installed higher up. For example, if root user installs any one software, root user means super user. So like we have administrator in Windows, the same way in Linux we have root user or super user. He can do anything in our operating system. Now, if he installs some software, then he can provide accessibility to all the other user which is present on that particular system. But if a normal user installs some software, then it is not possible for any other user to access the same software, because one software which is installed by me, for example, if I install Photoshop, then I'm not a super user or admin user or root user. I'm just a normal user. So if I log into my system and install one software, then that software is accessible by me only. Not any other user can access that particular software except root user or super user. So in this situation, it is very complicated thing. Why? Because each and every user needs to install separately the same software multiple times on the same system. And hence what we do, we basically follow one strategy where root user installs the software and provides access to as many users as they want. So the same point is written here. If an application is to be used by more than one user, it probably needs to be installed higher up. That is, it needs to be installed at root level so that all the other users which is below root user, they all can access the same. Administrator can limit which user may use which application by creating a group. Remember, we can add users in Linux system as well as we can add those users in one group as well. So for example, I can add multiple users like user A, user B, user C, and all this user I can add in one group which is named as BScIT semester 5. So that way we can create group as well. We'll discuss or we'll look at how to create, what is the command to create user and group in our future practicals. New software packages might be installed. We can install new software or we can update existing software which is present on our system. Remember, we can upgrade or we can install, we can uninstall softwares or packages as well. So new software package might be installed where basically we need to install this particular software. Remember this directory name, that is /opt. Slash means it's a root directory. / means root directory. Let me just zoom in a bit. As you can see here, we have /root directory. Remember, / stands for root, / means root, and opt is directory name. So we are going to study about each and every directory which is present in root directory in detail. That is also one of the most important question with respect to our board exam, university exam. So some packages are need to go in some packages. For example, if user installs some packages, then those softwares or those packages goes in which location? User, that is root. In that we have one directory or folder that is called as USR, user. In that we have again one more directory, that is local. So if any software or package installed by a normal user, that software goes into this particular directory or this directory. We have two directories here with the name. We have one directory that is USR, user, and in that we have one local, and second we have only USR directory which is same like this only. So either software might be installed in this location or this location. Remember, now onwards we'll discuss, we call it folder as directory only. In Linux we call folder as directory. Remember this point. So some packages may need to be go in user / local, or some even go in USR directly if they are upgraded of package installed as per Reddit. I hope this particular point is clear. So in short, we can install, configure application software, we can uninstall software. If I want to give multiple users the same software, then we need to install it at higher level, that is at a root or super user level. And if I want if I want that only one single user should be get access of that particular software, then we need to install it at very basic level. User can install it himself only. Now let's discuss about create and manage user accounts. So here we can create, remember this is one of the most important tasks. When we talk about network, we need to give some access to users which are present in that network. So here we can create different types of users. We can give different types of privileges to this users. For example, an account must be created for each user and system administrator does the same task. Now, we are not discussing practicals here, but we use user add command to add users. I'll show you in practical part. So here an account must be created, and who is responsible to create this type of account? System administrator. Remember, we can create an account, we can put limit on that account. For example, I can unblock a user. At the same time, we can also provide a time limit for how long that user should live in our system. I can put an expiry date on user accounts as well. For example, if I talk about some college and that college provides you some very important material which is not for free. So if I pay a fee for semester 5, then university or college provides me some resources which belongs to semester 5, but semester 5 is for 6 months only. So all the users of semester 5 should get access to same data for one limited time, that is 6 months only. Now when I'm creating a user, and if I don't put expiry date on that user, then again I need to find out which users belongs to semester 5, and when till what time they should get access to this resources, and by what time they should not get access. So this task gets very complicated. So instead of making it too much complicated, we can, while creating user, we can set expiry date on users. So once the time expires, once 6 months goes, their account gets automatically blocked. I hope this particular point is clear. A system administrator can give options to user to change their own passwords. Either admin can change passwords of user account, or users itself can change their own passwords. We can also configure setting to prompt user that they must change password periodically. We can also give some periodical updates or pop-up message like we used to get from Gmail or Yahoo Mail whenever we logged into system after a long time, and if we have not changed our password for like 1-2 months, 3 months, or 4-5 months, then Gmail automatically gives us one pop-up message that for a security reason you should change your password on periodical basis. The same way, system admin or administrator can also generate this type of pop-up messages, and once user log into their system, that pop-up message automatically comes on a screen and user can follow these instructions. The same thing is applicable when we talk about some office. So if I want to assign some tasks to all the clients, or to all the employees, then instead of approaching every individual client, I can just directly create this type of a pop-up and I just broadcast it in a network, so that all employees, whenever they log into the system, they can get this particular message and they can work according to that particular message. I hope this particular point is clear. Configuring a setting to promote user that they must change password. The same way system admin can stop person from accessing account, which I already discussed. Then same way system admin can make restriction on web server. With the help of proxy server, we can block users from accessing some accounts, and there are many other ways also available through which I can block users from accessing any other websites while they are working on our network. The same way, if I am running some company, I don't want my users to waste their time on over internet, then what I can do, I can block their internet access, or I can provide them very limited access, that they can access only limited websites like my company's website or some database which they want over internet. So we can limit users. So I can just provide them access of 2-3 websites only, or I can block 2-3 websites as well. So all these things we can do here as well. The same way system admin can stop certain websites, as I said already. So how system admin can stop some website? Using a proxy server. Proxy server is responsible to monitor or to make sure that what user should access and how users should access those things. We'll discuss about proxy server as well. That is also our topic. For now, just remember this thing. Then we have something like backup, which is called as RAID. RAID stands for redundant array of independent disk. We have different levels of RAID. Like as you can see, I have listed out one diagram here. We have RAID 1. Remember, I'm repeating the full form of this particular technology that we use for backup. RAID It is called as red. That is redundant. Redundant means duplication. Redundancy means duplicating our data or any files. A stands for array. We already know what we mean by array. Array means same type of collection of same type of objects or variables. I stands for independent and D stands for disk. So as you can see, we have original disk presence here. The same way we have some duplicate disk presence here. So whenever we talk about storing some files, so that files basically goes to this original disk, as well as mirror copy of those disks are automatically created here. So I hope this particular point is clear. So that is what we mean by mirroring. As you can see, mirror data to both devices. That is what we mean by read. So automatically it creates backup. How it creates a backup, that we'll discuss in detail when in future lecture we'll discuss one whole lecture on read only. Many time university asks question on read, so that time we'll discuss in detail. For now, just remember read means redundant array of independent disk. This particular technology we use for backing up our data, and we have different levels in read from read 0 till read 10, 1 0 10, read 10. We have different levels present here. So all different level provides us with some or the other different ways or tasks. So let's discuss few of the main broad points here. So what is the purpose here when we talk about backup required to secure data from computer failure? Some people may harm others' property or system if system admins not perfect to handle it. The same way backup can be taken in high capacity tape drives. We can take it in older ways, in older times. System admins used to do this, like they used to take backup over some tape drives. In our times, we do not create such disk as well, but in our times we put backup on cloud only. So that is the most safest way present. What is the way? Just put a backup on cloud. The way we have our systems or our mobile phones backup also present on cloud. We don't we basically don't keep our backup on some CD or on some hard disk. What we do, we can directly take backup over a cloud. So if it might possible that my mobile phone is stolen, or whether if I want to format my phone, so what I need to do, I can just format my phone, again log into the same account, my email account or one primary account which is present on my that particular mobile phone, and I just need to take backup or restore the data, and it automatically downloads all data which was previously there on my system before formatting from cloud. So that is the best possible way, best possible solution in today's time. And most of all MNCs in today's time follows the same strategy. Backup should be on cloud. It's more sensible to backup user accounts and system configuration files from distribution CDs. So next is system admin must decide what to backup and how frequently backup should be. Like we have options present when we talk about WhatsApp as well. Basically we can backup whatever chat present on our WhatsApp, we can backup on hourly, daily basis, monthly basis or weekly basis. The same way we can take backup of our system daily, weekly or monthly. The same way on network as well, we can decide when to take backup, on how frequently we should take backup, monthly, weekly or daily basis. The same way system admin, as you can see, we already discussed about this. I hope this particular duty of system admin is clear. Let's discuss the next duty. So next duty is monitoring and turning performance. So here we are going to monitor the performance, whether our system works properly or our system is slowing down. That's what we basically discuss here. So let's just discuss in detail. As you can see, first is system turning is ongoing process aided by variety of diagnostic and monitoring tools. So different tools we basically use through which we can monitor that our system works slow or fast, or we have too much traffic over the system. So there are many tools available which we can use. The proper monitoring allows you to detect misbehaving application that might be consuming more resources that it should or failing to exit completely on close. We have such system on our mobile phone as well. When we have some softwares or application mobile app available through which we can monitor our mobile's situation or behavior as well. The same way we can monitor here as well. So these are the tools automatically available. We don't need to do anything. We just need to activate this particular softwares or application, and they basically performs their task automatically. They provides us some pop-up messages. They provides us some intimations through which we can take care of our system. So it is not very difficult task. It is the most simple task when we talk about current operating system, where each and everything is provided by default. The same way, last part is careful system monitoring plus wise use of built-in configurability. As you can see, we have many different configurations, many different applications available on Linux. So we just need to use it, squeeze those things for the best possible performance. So we don't need to work too hard for this. We just need to understand which applications, which softwares, which packages available by default over Linux operating system, and just activate those applications or softwares as per our requirement. That's it. Nothing more. Nothing more. We have to do it. Next particular duty, as you can see, of system admin is configuring a secure system. So how to configure a secure system? Remember, if we talk about configuring a secure system, that means provide access of data to authorized users only. Do not provide access of data to unauthorized user. That is something what we mean by here. So put passwords, provide antiviruses, and many different things. A system admin task has no data on the machine or network are likely to become corrupted, whether by hardware or power failure or by misconfiguration or user error. We have to make sure that data should not be corrupted. If the data is corrupted, then what should we do? We need to restore the original data again. The same way, we have different types of attack which might happen from different attackers or hackers. That is DDoS. DDoS stands for distributed denial of service. Now, what we mean by denial of service, you can just go to Linux administration lectures. There I have discussed about this particular attack in network security. In network security, you will find in detail about this particular types of attack, which I have already discussed there. In third or fourth lecture, unit 1, lecture 3 or 4. I don't remember exactly, but you will find in detail about this. So what we mean by this, DDoS, that is denial of service. Denial means deny means don't allow some services. So here basically some attacker tries to send thousands and thousands of requests on a server, and dummy requests, those are dummy requests. So in turn, our server becomes too busy handling those dummy requests, and that creates a huge traffic, or in turn we can say that basically that can drown our server down. So our server goes down, and all the clients who are basically dependent on our server, their works also gets disrupted. So that is what we mean by DOS. Now, why we use DDoS word? Remember distributed DOS. We have one rule present in Information Technology Act. In India, we have some rule or some act which is named as Information Technology Act 2000, which was created in the year 2000, and we have amended it in many times, like 2007, 8, 2008 as well. So under that particular rule, there is one rule or there is one provision there that one user or any user cannot, for example, if I talk about emails, so I cannot send more than 2000 emails at same point of time on same email account. For example, if I want to send some email to you, I cannot send more than 2000 email at once. Why? Because if I'm sending thousands and thousands of email at once, that means what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to attempt DOS attack, through which your email account will be blocked or email account will be jammed, or I'm going to create a huge traffic over your email account, so that some genuine email account, some genuine email which you are expecting, that email will not reach till you on time. That is what we mean by DOS attack. So if I send more than 2000 emails on any one single email account, then one can officially file complaint against me. And hence, what we do, we basically follow D, that is distributed. Distributed means first I'm going to create multiple zombies, and or in simple word you can say I have multiple accounts, and from multiple accounts I'm going to send 1000 2000 emails. So officially one cannot claim on me, and at the same time I'm also attacking on any particular email account, but not from one single email account but from multiple email account. That is what we mean by distributed DOS attack. Same way we can perform email attacks, then worms attack, we have virus attack, Trojan horse. So we have multiple this types of attack. Worms, what we mean by worm, which basically attacks over a network. Virus basically attacks on a single computer. Now if you are running web internet, FTP stands for file transfer protocol or mail server, then make sure that password are not easily guessed. So as we know, a standard format of password in today's time, there should be one capital letter, one special character, plus your password should be combination of alphabets plus numbers. So this is the best possible way you can create a password, but do not put your birth date there. Why? Because any known friend of you or any person who knows you very well, they can easily guess such type of password. So make sure your password should be something which is difficult to crack. I hope this particular duty of system admin is clear. Now we'll discuss the last duty, and last duty, as you can see, that is using tools to monitor security. Now as we discuss how to maintain our secure system, now over that we have to follow some steps as well to secure our system. What is the steps? We have some crackers like who basically tries to break into our network. It's a clever people aiming to break other people's computers. So trying to guess someone's password, attack into their computer, try to access some very confidential data which is present on the system. Now if there is a vulnerability in a system, they will find it. So if there is any loophole in our system, for example, if my password is very weak, suppose I've created a password like my name and my birth date, that is very simple. So that what we mean by vulnerability. That means we have some backdoor. Attacker or cracker always tries to find some backdoors, remember, and through those backdoors they basically tries to attack into your system. Now in network security, you have to study all these things in detail, and there also I'm going to discuss about all these things in detail. For now, for this particular question, just remember that there are some people who always try to attack on our system, and we have to make sure that those type of attacks should not happen on us. First and the best security tool is making sure that whenever security advisory is issued, you download and install repaired packages. That means always keep your antivirus or any particular software whichever you are using to monitor or securing our system, that software or that package should be up to date. Why it should be up to date? Because there might be some loopholes, there might be some problems or errors in that particular software, and whenever company sends an update, that is only way that they are rectifying those bugs or errors which is present in that particular software, preventing the use of your machine from many different purposes, nefarious purposes, and guarding against intrusion. Intrusion means against any unauthorized access. And last is, if your machine is connected to internet, you will be amazed to the number of attempts that are made to break your system. This happens with each and every one of us. So whenever we try to access any particular website, we should have clear idea that that website or that IP address is genuine, that might not have hamper our system, or there might be many web pages which are full with or which are actually loaded with different types of viruses. so which might directly attack our system. So if we talk about internet, that time, one, we should have proxy server. We should not directly connect with outside of world directly without we should not connect with outside world directly. We should have some proxy server or some layer in between internet and original client. That is what it states here. I hope this particular point is clear, and here we are done with this one of the most important question. In next lecture we'll continue our discussion there as well. I hope whatever I have discussed till now is clear to you. If you have any doubt or query, your comments are always welcome. And as I said, I have also provided my email ID. So if you have any doubt or query, you can feel free to ping me on this particular email ID, and you can follow other lectures on this particular channel. Thank you, and follow this lecture. I'm going to complete whole subject here. Thank you. Bye bye.